My name is Paul Young. I'm just going to walk you through ethics in government. Now, the key areas of focus here is in a system, you need to ensure there's checks and balances. And part of those checks and balances is the government itself needs to represent its people, but also ensure that there's integrity in the system. So when I mean integrity, there's trust in the system, that people aren't making decisions based on their own personal benefit. So this presentation is going to walk you through some of the ethical issues faced with the Liberal government of Canada under the watch of Justin Trudeau. A little bio about myself. I'm a professional accountant by trade. I live and breathe rules and integrity. If I'm not able to basically project numbers out properly, then there's integrity comes into question whether or not I am giving the right advice. So everything in my life is ruled by that. Plus I have a set of rules that I must follow in terms of maintaining my license. Therefore, I speak very solidly on ethics and integrity because I lived that for 30 years as being a professional accountant by trade. Overview. Justin Trudeau ran on a mandate that he would be open and transparent with government. He also sent mandate letters that would be zero tolerance for any minister that didn't obey his mandate letters, especially with ethics and integrity. I'll talk about what ethics are. I'll talk about Justin Trudeau's violations. I'll even talk a little bit about Bill Morneau's issues in terms of ethics. What are ethics? They're rules of conduct. They are set out. They can be personal or professional ethics, but they're a standard that you live by in terms of managing your life and your career. If you don't have ethics, and that also leads into integrity, then people are going to question your decisions and your motives. And that's something that you don't want to have happen with government, because government systems need to be sure that you're seeing solid approach to policy that nobody's benefiting internally from. Justin Trudeau is the first Prime Minister in Canadian history to be convicted not just of one violation, but 4 violations. But it's not even just the fact that he was convicted is critical, but the fact that he's shown to be unrepentant about the issues of ethics. What he doesn't seem to grasp, that ethics lead to the overall integrity of government. There might be a vision that some governments might be bought and paid. That might be perspectives, but they come into place that now you've seen where you've got convictions, not just with Justin Trudeau, but Bill Morneau. We've also just seen recently with the Minister of the Laws is basically also being called out because she questioned the verdict of a court decision. The systems have to be there and have integrity for people to trust the system. If there is any sort of encroachment into those systems, and those systems become, how does somebody get a fair trial if you have ministers stepping in, overstepping their boundaries as part of managing their portfolios. Minister of Finance, for whatever reason, decided not to disclose one of his villas. Now, as a role as a Minister of Finance, you're responsible for the financial statements of the country. Therefore, your policies cannot benefit you. And this is something that people don't seem to understand. With the Liberals, they tend to seem to be able to think they're above reproach. Well, laws are there to protect the system. And it seems to me the Liberals don't grasp the idea that the system's there to make sure that decisions are made that they benefit Canadians. This is a post from Twitter. The role of the opposition is to basically ask questions. Andrew Scheer has been asking questions about the Liberal paid vacation to the Khan family. He's been asking that, but that's not the only question he has. He's brought issues up around Veterans Affairs, the economy, seniors, you name it. But the issue is people only want to see and hear what they want to see and hear. And that's something you don't necessarily always hear from mainstream media. There is a pattern with the Liberal government of Canada. And the Conservatives and even the ND are painting this. This is a government that's viewed now more and more above reproach. This is a government that's viewed that they're out of touch with the middle class or out of touch with Canadians. This is a government that's creating division within the country, whether it's First Nations, whether it's veterans, whether it's the military, whether it's the middle class, whether it's the poverty. They don't seem to grasp that as a government, you represent all Canadians. You don't represent one specific group. And a little bit more about the ethics. A little bit more about the ethics. And a little bit more about the ethics. I have captured probably well over 120 issues related to the Liberal government. The bottom line is, when we elect a government official, they represent not just their riding, they also represent the party. Now, a lot of cases they have to toe the party line. It doesn't matter if you're Conservative, NDP, you have to toe the party line. But the problem that you're seeing more and more with the Liberals over the last 2.5 years is they're defeating motions that would put more accountability in government. They're shutting down where Justin Trudeau would meet in front of an ethics commissioner. It seems to be they'll do anything to shut down what the motions the opposition's presented, right, wrong, or indifferent. So when you start asking yourself questions about, is this government representing you, or are they in it for themselves? Those are questions you need to do. The more you follow a party, the more you seem that need to ask those questions. Thank you.